With tonight's homework assignment, you're supposed to take the data that you shared on School Loop and make a scatter plot graph. So the assignment has been reposted. Click on it so we can see all the data. Now we're going to select it and copy it. So we're just going to go down and select all the data and all this extra text too. We'll just get rid of it in a moment. So I'm going to press Control C to copy. Now I'm going to open up a very simple program called Notepad. Under the All Programs of the Start menu, go to Accessories, and it should be right in the middle of the menu. Very basic program. It's going to come up, and I'm going to paste it in. And if you take a look, it pastes just all the text, and I'm just going to highlight all this extra text and delete it. So I just have the data. And that's not too hard. Some of the groups have some extra stuff here that they've put in. Like one group put in trial numbers, and I'll take care of that. I have to do that by hand, but other groups have inputted units like joules, and some groups forgot to put in the comma, and we'll have to put that in by hand. The whole reason why we're doing this is so that we don't have to input everything by hand. We'll just copy and paste it in a way. So I'm going to get rid of the trial numbers that this group put in. I just have to delete them. And now I'm going to see if there's commas for every group. This group didn't put in commas, so I'll put those in for that group. And so now there's commas for everything. Everybody has commas. I'm going to remove the joules, the units for joules here. I'm going to do that using the replace function. So I press Control H, and I'm just going to put in a capital J and select Replace All. And it took away all the J's right away. And now there's another group that put in parentheses. I'm going to take those away also by putting in open parentheses and just replace it with nothing. And also the close parentheses. Replace all. So now all my data is nice and neatly formatted. This period put all negative numbers in just as they should, and we're going to save this file to anywhere you want to, but I'm going to save it to the desktop, and I'm going to call it energy data. So I've already done this before, so it's going to give an error. But so now I have energy data. Now I'm going to open up Excel. Go to my Start menu. Microsoft Office. Let's see, where is it? Oh, it's up here at the top. And open up Excel. Now this is Excel 2007, so it looks a little bit different than other versions of Excel, and it might look different on my computer compared to others, but generally the paths should be about the same. So I'm going to open up just something. I'm going to go to my desktop, and underneath file types I have to choose all files, and then look for my file, energy data, and it's going to come up with this dialog box that says, hey, you're importing data that we don't understand, help us understand it. You're going to make sure that it says delimited, and it's already selected, so I'm going to just keep on going. The delimiter that we're using here is a comma. It's what separates our data. And so now it'll put the data into a left column and a right column. Click Next and Finished, and there's my data all inputted. I'm going to select the first row and insert titles here. The first column is the mass column, and the second column is the work column. This is the amount of work required to stop the cart. I'm going to select the two columns, choose Insert, and I have a scatter plot, so I want to do a scatter plot, just the basic points, no lines connecting anything. So there it is. And it thinks it should be titled Work. It shouldn't be titled Work. It should be titled Work versus Mass. Actually, it's backwards, mass versus work. I'm going to delete the legend, and up here at the top under design, chart tools design, there is layout number 3. I'm going to select that, and it looks really good. Uh-oh, look at this point way down here. Somebody did something funny. I bet they had a typo. I bet they forgot the decimal point. I'm just going to delete that data point right now because it's way out there and I don't know why it's off. So I'm just going to delete it, and so it goes away. And so now my graph looks like this. This looks great. I'm going to get rid of the legend. For some reason it popped up again. I'm going to title my y-axis work and give it the units joules. Oh, no, that's a mistake. It should be, no, that's right, work, joules. And my x-axis should be mass in kilograms. Great. So that's good. The last thing I need to do is insert a trend line. So I'm going to select the chart again, go to layout, and there is an option that says trend line here. On some computers it might say an analyze. So I'm going to select that, go down to more options, more trend line options. Down at the bottom it says display equation on chart. I'm going to close, and there it is. So it looks like this is pretty steep, but the scaling on my x-axis is off. It's very small, and on my y-axis it's pretty small. So my slope is really a tenth, which means that there is some change in the values, but it's very small. It's very small, and that would kind of tend to indicate that there might not be necessarily a strong relationship between the mass and the work. There you go.